Hello, it is Kristen. I am gonna do a Q&A while I shape my leftover pasta. I'm gonna sit for this. Okay, so a couple people asked on the charcoal farfalle recipe why I didn't use eggs. Basically, I just wanted to do a recipe that has no eggs in it. I just wanted to do one that was plant-based but also showing you a different method. A lot of the pastas that you buy in the store, the reason that they are so cheap and so kind of like shelf stable is because they are just flour water pasta. Gabrilka said, "Hi Kristen, your pasta recipes are amazing. Could you share what type of flour you're using? Thanks in advance and stay safe." You stay safe also. I'm just using all-purpose flour. Thought process behind pasta week was really just because everybody's panic buying pasta. So I just wanted to show people, like, if you have any flour at all and you have some eggs, or if you have flour and water, you can make pasta for yourself. So yeah, I've just been using all-purpose. Obviously, if we have all of the kind of gourmet ingredients, then 00 flour is the best for it, but I've just been using all-purpose. Pasta's turned out fine. You can use all-purpose too. Sorry, I probably should have organized these beforehand, but I didn't. Can you make the dough in a stand mixer with a dough hook? Yes, you can. Yeah, if you have some type of kind of KitchenAid or something with a dough hook and then also a pasta machine, I mean, making pasta is gonna be pretty easy for you. But I don't know, I had all the time in the world, so felt like just doing it by hand. Also, I don't have a pasta machine, so. On the homemade spinach pasta dough video, Ashley Roach asked, in terms of taste, do you find you can really taste the spinach or is it more for looks? For the most part, it's pretty neutral. It's definitely a little bit more for looks. Which one of your pasta days is your personal favorite? I really liked doing the gnocchi. That was really fun. I don't know, it's just, there's something really kind of satisfying about shaping them almost. Like just, it's really kind of meditative. Got way too much flour here, so that's nice. How long does fresh pasta stay good in the fridge? Should I freeze it if I don't plan to eat it in the next few days, or do I have more time? Also, Kim K and Kanye or Taylor, who's telling the truth? Both equally important questions for your end of week vid. Oh boy. Okay, it just depends on when your eggs kind of expired, you know what I mean? So just be careful of that. But yeah, it's really easy to freeze it, and then anything like the dough here with just the water in it, you can dry it and then store it. Actually, I did that. I'll go get it. So this is the dried flour and water pasta. So I just put it on the tray. I left it out to dry and now it's like totally fine, and I can keep this and cook it whenever, just like you would store-bought pasta. So very easy. I'm really taking a long time to shape any pasta at all here. Kim K, Kanye, and Taylor, who's telling the truth? I think they are all in on it and it's just a PR thing. Bet you any money. They're all smart people. They know what's going on. I have some comments from Instagram. These look like terrible. Top 3 countries you're willing to visit because of its food. Italy, Mexico, and Japan. But having said that, honestly, like, I'm from Toronto and we have some really good food in Canada. I mean, it's just really multicultural, so I think people don't really think about that when they think of Canada. They just think we eat like beaver tails and stuff all the time and poutine. But yeah, there's a ton of really good food in Canada as well. I don't have to visit there because I'm from there. Can I make bread with cooked flour? Honestly, I do not know. I would imagine yes, but Google it. I don't know everything. Casey Inspire asks, what made you first want to do Chef Studio and how was the vision different from then to now? So when I first started Chef Studio, actually, well, it wasn't called Chef Studio. Like, if you guys have been here since the beginning, it was called KAC Creative, which is just like my name, Kristen Atwood, Culinary Creative. And it was never actually really meant to be a YouTube channel. I was working in restaurants. Yeah, I don't know. I started to get really into video making and photography on the side, kind of. When I felt like I was good enough, I started to go around to local restaurants and kind of food and beverage companies and ask if they wanted photos done or videos done. Yeah, that's kind of how it all started. Then I got a few really cool opportunities to work with some bigger brands, just doing like styling and stuff like that. So if you ever saw the Dorito Rose campaign, it was only in Canada, I think, but it was these like Dorito ketchup roses. So I was kind of involved in redesigning those and the whole like processing of those, which was kind of cool. So I liked working with clients, but there's a lot of stuff that you can't really do creatively when you're working for other people. I really just wanted to, I don't know, I just kind of wanted to have a place where I could post things that I was working on for myself. So I just started the YouTube channel under KAC Creative, where I could kind of post videos that I had made for other people and that I was also just making for myself for fun. And then a couple of them started to do really well, and the channel, I don't know, it's had a couple of different formats, but I feel like I've like found my groove. What was the question? Okay, how did this guy do this?
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
So what was the main motivator to move to Scotland? Is that where you're going to stay forever? I don't really know. Like, I feel like I answer this question differently just depending on the day. But I think the art scene here was a big draw for me, because as much as like cooking is my main passion, I think that also just the like creative and artistic side of it. Yeah, I just felt like there was a lot of people here doing really cool stuff. It's also not a super traditional choice, I think, if you're looking to go somewhere for food. And I felt like, I don't know, if I was to work here, I could make a difference. Am I going to stay here forever? I don't know. Currently, I'm really enjoying it. I really like it here. I have a lot of amazing friends and great people around me. And I don't know. I enjoy it for now. I don't think that I want to be away from Canada for my whole life, but it could be a thing where I have a life that's a little bit back and forth, because YouTube kind of gives me that freedom, but we will see. Jam Loves Bread asks, tell us something about yourself that sounds totally made up, but is 100% true. I am an award-winning tap dancer. That is not a joke. No big deal. Okay. Oh, yes. How long have you been in the industry, and what keeps you motivated through tough days? So I've been working in kitchens. Like, the first kitchen job I had, I got when I was 16. I wasn't always planning to be a chef, I guess. I really loved food and cooking, but I thought, like, God, this is a really hard life. So I went to university, and then like the second I got out of university, well, that one didn't turn out very well. I just ended up back in a kitchen. So I guess, I don't know, I've been in kitchens for like 10 or 12, no, longer than that. Oh God. I think like 12 years of kitchen experience, probably. Oh God, I'm very not good at this. Okay, no, those are all right. You get through tough days. I think it's the same for any industry at all. You really just have to love what you do. I guess kind of believe in your own personal mission and try and find a place to work where your values are aligned. It's easier to get through a tough day if you really kind of believe in what you're doing, I think, and enjoy it. And it's also really good to enjoy the people that you work with. I think that's super important. And that's always like made the difference for me. If I'm in a place where I love the people that I work with, then that like really makes things easier. What type of camera do you use, and what video maker program, and how do you find the time to edit? I will either edit videos in the morning or edit videos at night after work. What type of camera do you use, and what video maker program? I have a Lumix G7. It's not the greatest camera in the world. If you are getting into filmmaking at all, it's really not about the camera, it's just about how you use it. And also, there are some people that I've seen, there's another like chef YouTuber that I follow, and he just bought this really nice new camera, and he needs a different lens. The lens is so important, so I will link actually to the camera and the lens that I use below. I genuinely use pretty well the same setup for every video. It's a 25mm lens, and I think it's like 125 pounds or something, like $200. It's super affordable, my setup, if you want to steal it. So there you go. Oh, sorry, and I use Final Cut Pro 10. Edgar Manzanelli asks, hi chef, first of all, I really hope you're doing well, healthy and safe. I hope the same for you. And the question is, do you have any tips to do crumpets? I've never made crumpets before, so I am sorry, I don't have any tips. Maybe I'll make them in a future video, and then I will tell you my tips at the end. Pure Veg Kitchen said, can we make an eggless cake? Yes, you can. There are a ton of recipes online. You can replace eggs with lots of different things, bananas, applesauce, flaxseed eggs, lots of different ways of doing things. What food is your personal favorite? Lobster and nachos. I don't know, my old roommates used to say, like, I wish I loved anything as much as Kristen loves nachos, because I just can't help it. Nachos are the best food, I don't know. But yeah, and lobster. I'll eat lobster any old time. What's the most difficult dish you have ever made? Honestly, just like mirror glazed mousse cakes. I know that I've made a few of them on the channel, but every time I do it, I'm like, never again. I just have so much respect for the people who can make those day in and day out, because they are just a lot of work. And anything with chocolate. Chocolate tempering is hard. Hi, could you please talk about your professional journey? How did you become a chef? So I started just at an organic bakery that was really near to my high school when I was 16. I wanted to be a chef after that, but I knew that like the life was tough. I got really good marks in high school as well, and so there was a lot of pressure on me to kind of go to university and, I don't know, become a lawyer or something. Oh, I mean, obviously I have a degree now, it's something that people can't take away from me, but I didn't enjoy it. The second I got out of school, I went back into kitchens because I love cooking. I was working in a few different places back home. None of them were super high-end or anything. And then I decided to move to Paris. I worked in Paris for a year it's a company, they were like the first food truck in Paris. It's called Le Camion qui Fume. And I was working at their deli, which was at the time it was called Freddy's, but now it's called Greenhouse. I worked in a couple of little bakeries, just like short stints there. But I realized when I was over there that like I just didn't have the like background in cooking that I was gonna need if I really wanted to do this. So I moved home, went to culinary school. My school actually sent me to Italy to go to culinary school there just for a short program. Went into an advanced baking program and I was done culinary school. I staged at Momofuku in Toronto. I worked at a place called Graydon Hall with Arpi Magyar, who's awesome. I worked in a couple of bakeries at home. Yeah, then now I'm in Scotland. We plan on making Chinese steam buns. When did you start cooking and how old are you now? How dare you? I'm 29. Right, I'll make steam buns. You've convinced me. Have you graduated from any culinary school? Sorry if you can't understand what I mean. I'm not a native speaker. No, that was perfect. Thank you for your question. I graduated from a school called the Durham College Centre for Food, which is in Whitby, Ontario. When I first kind of applied there, I only wanted to go because it was 5 minutes from my house. It was just really new. It didn't have any reputation really. But since, honestly, they've just taken over. They've done such an incredible job with that school. There's a huge garden out front. There's an amazing restaurant. The chef at the restaurant, his name is Raul Soho. He's incredible. It's an amazing group of people and like just incredible chefs that are running the program. There is a food and farming program that's attached to it as well. So there's like horticulture students and you get to work in tandem with them. And then there's product development students. There's a brewing lab now. It's so cool. It's such a good school. Yeah, I'm so happy that I went to school there. If you live in Canada, or I mean, if you're an international student looking to come and study in Canada, like I would super recommend CFF. I just can't stop raving about it. Yeah, so there you go. That was my Q&A. I didn't really shape any past that at all. I kind of just played with it. I have a question for you guys actually. So a lot of my videos are kind of the same format, and what would be interesting to know is what kind of videos you would like to see more of, and if there's a style of video that you think would be cool. Obviously there's only so much we can do right now just while we're in quarantine and stuff like that, but yeah, I would love to know your thoughts. Also, if you guys make anything from the channel, please send it to me on Instagram because I really like seeing the stuff. Hope your quarantine's going well, and I will see you guys in the next video.